Hello everybody, I'm just going to make a quick video over BuildBoss and how to use it. So the whole purpose of BuildBoss, if you ever had to manually reconfigure your build settings every time you wanted to switch platforms or forgotten a step in your build pipeline, BuildBoss is basically a tool to try and help you fix that. The goal is to make it like a build pipeline manager that can live within your project. After you get BuildBoss, you'll find it under Window BuildBoss, and you can pull that up here. And you'll be greeted with a couple tabs here at the top. But first off, you'll be starting at the dashboard. The dashboard gives you a quick overview with your active profile, along with dev mode is on or off, your last build, which you can target and open the folder, and what current platform you're on, as well as being able to trigger a new build. There's also a quick platform switcher right here that you can click if you want to switch platforms as needed. The core goal of BuildBoss is to bring profiles into earlier versions than Unity 6, or at least as much as I could. Each profile is a scriptable object that stores complete build configurations. I'll click on one now so you can see what it looks like. Here's our PC profile, set it where I configure the build target group. You can override the scene list, decide its particular output path, set all different types of build options depending on what you need, along with auto connect profiler, deep profiling, all the stuff you'd typically expect when configuring builds. You're also able to override the company name, product name, application ID, and all of that stuff, including the bundle version. That comes pretty handy. You're also able to override a lot of the player settings like the product name, bundle version, and all that jazz. It's pretty useful. I'll come back to these pre-build actions and post-build actions here. And then if you use this with CI/CD, you can decide whether or not to continue on failure or not. To click through some of the other ones I made, you can kind of see here, really only have different names and build targets right now, but you can go through and set all your different pre- and post-build actions and all your other variables. All right, moving into actions. Actions are basically triggers that you can make run pre-build or post-build. They're supposed to be useful stuff, and I believe you can also write your own. And you can also write your own build actions if you need. BuildBoss comes with some pre-built pre-actions like increment version, copying files, zipping the output, running a shell command, or setting its own script defines. Something as simple as the increment version can be a patch, minor, or a major, depending on what you want. And you can stack these to your heart's content. Post-build actions are kind of what you'd expect. They're the same here that will run after a build is complete. If you do need to extend the functionality of the pre and post actions, you can extend the build action class itself. When you hit build, BuildBoss will run through the full pipeline, validating your profile, running the pre-build actions, applying the player setting overrides, builds, and then we'll run the post-build actions and restore everything. A successful build ran right here with taking about 41 seconds. And once a build is done, you can go into the logs and you can actually see all of the build logs for the Unity build that was just made. Any errors or warnings will show up here, and of course you can filter them out as you wish. The BuildBoss also has CI/CD command line support inside of the documentation folder inside of the project. So you can take a peek at these, and it will show you good examples on how to use BuildBoss within your CI/CD pipeline. Here's an example of the YAML file. Hopefully that gives a good example of BuildBoss and what it is capable of. It's a pretty fun tool, and I see it being quite useful for a lot of developers. It works with Unity 2022.3 LTS and above. And it's entirely editor only, so there is no build overhead.